welcome to Lexington, Kentucky here at Rupp Arena as the Kentucky Wildcats look to start the Mark Pope era 2-0, welcoming in the unbeaten Bucknell Bison. Welcome courtside, everybody, alongside the former Cat, Ravi Moss. I'm Andrew Kappas, and Ravi, so far, so good for Kentucky Wildcats in this Mark Pope era. You better not blink, though. You might miss the offense. They love transition.
Getting up and down the court is what they want to do. They specialize in that, and it starts on the defensive end. You see Defensive Player of the Year, Butler, kicking ahead to Jackson Robinson to shoot the three, splash. That's what he loves to do, and that's what the Cats love to do. They're shooting it at almost 50% from three-point line, and it helps a lot when you have a big man like Amari Williams who can get it off the glass, push it up the court, and pass it off to Oweh for the dunk. These Wildcats love to run. They're going to try to do that all day today, so let's look for this fast start from the Cats.
We were talking to Bucknell. They do not intend to try to slow this game down, so it could be a track meet as Amari Williams will contend with Noah Williamson. That's a matchup, Ravi, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight down low.
Definitely something to keep your eye on. With Noah Williamson being as gifted and talented as he is, as you see him coming out in zone.
Same starting five for Kentucky as Jackson Robinson with the fake fires a three. No good, but there's Amari Williams with an offensive board. Back up, in and out, no good, but Andrew Carr is there. Cats were looking for more offensive rebounding. They got it. Two different looks there, and Oweh unable to knock that one down, and Bucknell clears. Same starting five for the Cats. Bucknell rolling with the same as well. Ravi, this is their third game this week. They beat Delaware on Monday and then went to overtime less than 48 hours ago. As here's our first look at Williamson, a long three back iron, and one and done as Robinson clears it.
Bucknell's had a busy week, especially with the overtime game. But they're going to be jacked up. We're playing the Rupp Arena for the first time. These guys are going to be excited and ready to go. I don't think the legs are going to be an issue.
Oweh, double O, feeds it down low to Amari Williams. He's going to work on Williamson. Unable to get the bucket, but he's fouled. And Amari going to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Two big men going at it. We saw that. That was two 7-footers on 7-footers meeting in the paint. Matchup that I said we are going to have to definitely watch and keep an eye on that. Be a good test for Amari with what's coming on Tuesday with Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg looming, the #1 freshman and maybe a favorite for National Player of the Year in that Champions Classic on Tuesday. More on that later as Amari Williams, his free throw gets stuck. It'll be no good. Normally that's a jump ball, but unfortunately not the same for the free throw. But Amari, 12 points, 13 rebounds, and a double-double on Monday night against Wright State. By the way, a 41-point win for the Cats, and I know you know this, Ravi. Mark Pope's number when he played here, 41.
Great touch by the
How about that for a start to the Mark Pope era? 1 out of 2 for Amari Williams, and the Cats are on the board first.
As you can see, Butler picking up full court.
He is a pest. The funniest thing when we were talking to the team at Blue White Night, Jackson Robinson said the thing he was most excited about playing other teams, he said, I'm tired of being guarded by Butler.
Butler is an absolute bulldog. He was Big 12 Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year for 2 years in a row for a reason. The way that he guards,
step back three. Bosco has to have a big night if they're going to have any chance, and he knocks his first look down.
He really does. Bucknell doesn't score the ball at the highest rate. For them to be successful, he's going to have to put it in if Robinson gets to his spot.
Shot from the elbow, and Jackson has Kentucky's first field goal, and we're knotted at 3.
He's so smooth and comfortable in that position. He gets to the elbow and just elevates above. That's why he is on Naismith's watch list.
One of 50 players named to that watch list here this week. Look at Butler, just harassing. Long three, I don't think that's the shot they wanted, and Kentucky clears it with Oweh.
Getting it off the glass is what they want to do in transition, running.
And they want to run, and Oweh gets hammered on the way to the rack. And he'll go to the line for 2. Great conversation today at shoot-around with John Griffin III in his second season at Bucknell. Had a great ending to the year last year. They made a run in the Patriot League, went 10-8. He was rocking a Nate Sestina jersey today. I thought that was pretty funny. But interesting perspective as both a player and as a coach. He went to the NCAA tournament as a player, now trying to get back there as a head coach. He was also there as an assistant as well.
Went there and won a game in the tournament back in the day. Got to love his energy. Shoot around today. He was in the lineup, going through the layups, passing the ball to the bigs, really involved. Second year here, doing his best job to impart the Bucknell tradition that he's known. for so long and really getting it done with this group of guys.
And his energy is so infectious.
It is infectious. You can tell his enthusiasm is there. He really loves the game of basketball. He's got his little brother on the coaching staff with him. And
he's got 4 kids at home.
Listen, shout out to him and his wife. He said his wife is the woman of the house and takes care of everything.
She's holding it down this weekend.
Holding it down. Son's got a flag football game, semis today. And that's what they do.
In the passing lane, can't quite get it. Shot clock down to 7, though, and it's going to be reset by Elvin Edmonds running the point. Long 3 from the logo for Edmonds. In and out, no good. Carr battling with Oweh, who comes up with a rebound.
Great rebound. Defensively, Kentucky can just take you out of it. Like I said, Lamont, Butler, Oweh, they're both built like linebackers, and they just put so much pressure on the basketball, making it hard for the defense, and that's why Bucknell gets a little bit lower in the shot clock.
Williams dribbling it off his left foot as we look at head coach Mark Pope. His first season at Kentucky, a tall task, one of 7 teams in Division I not to return any production, but he's back at his alma mater. That cathartic experience of that press conference as play is stopped. There was a collision as Butler picked up 3/4 court, and slow to get up is Biziak. And he's trying to weather that right leg, luckily up on his feet.
I think he's going to be okay. Biziak is not the thickest guy. Let's see what happened here.
But Butler kind of just being that normal pest and just trying to get around to I don't think he saw him.
Nah, he didn't. I think his ankle got caught up there. Butler moving and his ankle stuck in the ground as he was trying to set that screen. But yeah, he's favoring it kind of heavily right now.
I'm surprised they elected to keep him in at the dead ball.
I think he's coming out right now, honestly.
Edmonds drives, a little floater is no good, and Robinson has another board. Active early on the glass is Robinson as he pulls up from 3. Good.
So comfortable, so smooth. That's his shot. He looks in complete control right now. He was fairly quiet with only 8 in the first game. He's already started out with, already have 8? Yeah, 6.
Well, that's what he wants to do, right? As we have a 3 on the other end. In and out, no good as Williams has it. Cats want to run. Butler cut off, hands it off to Oweh around the elbow from the free throw line out to Butler. He'll line up a 3. Short, no good, but Williams the board. He puts it back in.
UK's having their way on the offensive glass. They really are getting second chance opportunities and able to kind of dominate this game right now.
A 9-0 Kentucky run as we have a malfunction on the shot clock, and they're going to stop the ball, or stop the game rather than fix that. So timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. Kentucky off to a great start, a 9-0 run, and they lead by 7. Kentucky on a 9-0 run. They lead Bucknell 10-3 as we learn a little bit more about the Bison. Yes, singular, no S on that Bison. Founded in 1846, they are one of the longest tenured Division I basketball programs, an enrollment just shy of 4,000, but a team that is very familiar with the NCAA tournament. Most recently in 2018, they pushed 3-seed Michigan State to a 4-point defeat, nearly getting the upset there in Detroit. Tough place to play when playing Michigan State. And of course, the Cats, pretty familiar with Bucknell. Nate Sestina, former Cat, was on the TBT team this summer. Look at their head coach as he wearing the Sestina jersey. John Griffin III, very familiar with Sestina.
Oh, yeah.
And boy, he was a lot of fun in that one season that he had here at Kentucky, but he is a mainstay at Bucknell as well, and a Pennsylvania native.
Oh, they own it. Coach was very, very adamant that Nate was a Bucknell guy, and he said we had him for a year, but what a great year that we had with Nate. Nate came back, like you said, played on that TBT team, was probably the MVP of that TBT team, and love what he's doing, and his career overseas is still going really well.
I love the story that head coach John Moore said. He said that when he got there, or John Griffin, excuse me, said when he got there, Sestina really didn't talk much. And he said when he was watching TBT and he saw him throwing the L's down and getting into a borderline altercation after the game, he said, boy, that is completely not what freshman Nate Sestina would have done.
Not at all. He came and he was showing that Kentucky swag by the end of it all, talking a lot of stuff and letting it be known that he was the man. So, gotta love that. Love it.
A little bit of a housekeeping note. They noticed it about a minute before they stopped it. The clock on top of the basket on the end that Bucknell is shooting actually went out. Thought for a moment it was the whole system, but it was actually just that clock. I'm not an IT guy, Ravi, but typically that's a loose wire. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they have it all under control right now. It's looking like it, and we're getting ready to get back underway and get going.
Hopefully they don't make you or I climb the ladder to get up there.
I can't get up there.
That's a little high for me.
I can't get up there.
It's a big no thanks for me on heights. But Kentucky a 10-3 lead, 3 of 7 from the floor, Ravi. But I think they're doing what they want on offense. They're just not hitting those shots just yet.
Exactly. First shots were a little bit heavy, but overall what they're doing is getting to the offensive glass. They're getting a lot of opportunities, a lot of second chance points, and that's what Coach Pope wants to see, and that's what we need to see. That's what Kentucky fans want to see going forward, getting ready to the rest of the year. I think we're back underway now. There we go.
Coming back into the game is Ian Moda at the dead ball. Now running the point up top is Jaden Williams, freshman guard from the Bronx.
What a way.
We'll get some looks at point guard, but not the normal guy as they swing it out on a wing 3. And what a good look that was, and drilled by Spadone.
Really good look.
Jackson Robinson wants it from way deep. Andrew Carr cleans it up. That's another offensive rebound as they swing it out to Oweh. He can't finish it, but Robinson another board. Cats are already almost halfway to their goal of 14 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they have the size advantage, and they're using it to their advantage right now.
Andrew Carr backing his man up, but he leaves it short.
Took his time there, just left it a little short.
So the Cats are a little cold from the field, but the good news is they're getting a lot of looks. 5 offensive rebounds. Coach Pope in the midweek press conference said he wants 14 as Oweh steals it away, and there he goes with the layup.
What he does. Lamont Butler and Ortega Oweh are terrors both on the ball and away from the ball, getting in passing lanes, using their bodies to not get screened, and that's what Oweh did right there. Got in that passing lane for the steal, finished, just rips it away, takes it so strong.
Ortega adding his first field goal to 2 free throws. He's got 4 early points, and he continues to harass the ball. Andrew Carr comfortable guarding out there as Spadone, a tough fadeaway shot. Ball ricochets out. It'll be Kentucky basketball. Last touched by Ajayi. But Oweh, just look how he gets in the passing lane there, Robbie. It's impressive.
Listen, if he touches it, it's his. He's so strong. He just rips it away, comes down there and finishes. He led the team in scoring last game in the opener, and that's one of the reasons why. He gets steals and easy buckets in transition.
Kobe Brea checks in for Oweh. A couple other Cats. Kriisa is in for the first time, and Brandon Garrison. Pretty good luxury, though, isn't it, when you got the nation's #1 3-point shooter from last year coming off the bench in Brea, the transfer from Dayton.
Coming off the bench, shooting at almost a 50% clip, 49.8. We round that up to 50%.
Robinson fighting through traffic, basket, and a harm.
Robinson's so strong, playing through the contact, high off the glass, takes the bump. That's the big thing right there. Take that bump, take the bump off the glass, and finish. He's being a lot more aggressive and assertive on the offensive end tonight, and the Cats are benefiting.
Now, one of the reasons why he came to Lexington was to show that he belongs at the next level, and I'd say that'll play in the league. That little drive through the lane, through some contact.
No question. So far, so good. He's super smooth. He doesn't force anything, and that's what you got to love about a kid like that. He has all these accolades and high expectations, yet he doesn't force anything, just lets the game come to him.
Free throw is in and out for the reigning Big 12 Sixth Man of the Year, and one of the guys that followed Pope from BYU. So Kentucky has opened up an 8-point lead. Largest so far is in the passing lane, deflected out by Garrison. And now Ansley Almonor will check in for the first time today for the Cats. Brandon McCreashan for Bucknell.
Bucknell's having success getting to the paint. That's probably what they're trying to do, get to the paint, dish it out, and kick. But Kentucky's doing a good job of not allowing the pass once they get there. They're just kind of getting under and not being able to do anything. They've got away with the travel there.
Oh, what a block by Garrison as he cleans it up. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Bucknell, 18 to shoot. Brea, good size for a guard down low, but he's called for a foul. But Garrison, a McDonald's All-American, transferred in from Oklahoma State, and he's a force down low, Robbie.
Oh, my goodness. Such a strong block. 7 over. No, sir. Not today. That will I'll have you thinking next time you go into the lane when you get a block like that.
You know, the storyline on him coming in was that he was a bit of a project, and No, granted, we only seen him in 2 exhibition games and a little 1+ game in the regular season. He seems like more of a finished product than what was led on by some of those reports we read when he was in the portal anyway.
I agree. What I've seen from him, he's got a great shooting stroke. I mean, if you look at his release, he really shoots the ball well. As you can see, he's blocking shots and rebounds out of his area really well. So, bright spot for UK, and anxious to see how he continues to develop as he grows. Only in sophomore.
1 out of 2 for Ian Mota as Colin Chandler into the game as well. Gets the rebound. Brea will pull up from 3 after a ball fake, and he drills it.
The man can shoot the rock, period. Don't give him much space. Little head and shoulders fake. All he needs is a little bit of space, and he knocks it down.
Was the most coveted shooter in the portal. Mota can't hit it. Kriisa the rebound, and the Cats, as usual, want to run. Chandler, the freshman, originally committed to BYU. Kriisa will pull up from 3. Why not?
We've got it going now from the timeout.
Timeout Bucknell as Kriisa brings him to their feet here at Rupp Arena. 6-0 run, back-to-back triples. And we mentioned it, Ravi, it's only a matter of time before the Cats start hitting these shots.
That's it. Like I said, head and shoulders fake. Brea doesn't need much space right there. And then Kriisa gets the screen from Garrison. He goes under. You can't go under on just about any of the Kentucky guards because of the confidence that they have and the confidence that Coach Pope has instilled in them to shoot the basketball. He wants to see 35 three-point attempts a game, and we're well on our way. And listen, if my guys shot the ball as well as these guys shoot the ball, I'd want to see 35 shots a game from the three-point line too.
103-62 in the opener on Monday. You and I were talking, though, maybe the most impressive stat, and there's a lot of them, including that nice 41-point margin for head coach Mark Pope, his old number. But how about 30 assists on 39 field goals? That's just unselfish.
It's unselfish, and not only that, 30 assists to 7 turnovers. You have single-digit turnovers with 30 assists. You're going to be very, very hard to beat. So this Kentucky team is really playing well. Listen, this is their first game. You know, this is game number 2. They're just learning each other. They've got a lot of veterans that have played a lot of basketball, but not a lot of basketball together. So to see a number like 30 assists is very, very encouraging in the first game.
Cats have gone over 120, 98, and over 100 in their 3 games so far, counting exhibition play. Is out of the timeout. Brea the rebound. Thought he was going to do a bit of a heat check there. You just never know with him. Instead, Chandler driving around. It's knocked loose out of bounds, looking for Kriisa there in the corner.
The beautiful thing about a heat check from Brea is the fact that he's allowed to do it.
Yes.
That's when you're really, really dangerous. When you've got three-point shooters, it's always great. But when you've got three-point shooters with the green light, they can shoot at any time, that's when you're really dangerous.
There's going to be no bashful look to the bench as Brea around a screen for 3, a little bit long, put right back in over the top by Almonor.
Almonor checks in the game and joins in the fun of getting on the glass. Easy offensive rebound for the nice deuce.
Almonor, the transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson, the team that beat Purdue when they were a 1 seed. There's a nice drive to the basket and a finish by Spadone.
No question. Pip, number 23 for Bucknell, did a good job of sealing off Garrison so he couldn't block that shot to get the layup there. So Bucknell's doing the best they can, fighting to get to the basket, and still in this game, 22-9.
Bucknell just 3 of 12 from the floor, and when you're on the road against a top 25 team that by all accounts might be underrated right now as far as that AP poll goes, it's just, you can't do that.
Nah, it's really, really hard, and one of the reasons that they're shooting like that has something to do with the guys in white. They're contesting hard. Coach Pope doesn't want any open looks, and they're doing a good job of flying and not letting that happen.
Chandler, the inbounds passer, comes right back to shoot it, no good, but Garrison, the rebound. Brea has to clean it up a little bit. They get it out to Almonor. He could shoot that a little bit long, and another offensive rebound. Garrison again.
Garrison's been a man on the boards.
He wants to go to work to the rack, and he wanted a foul, didn't get it, and coming away with it is Bucknell. One of the few times they've been able to run, as there's a whistle. The 3 was good, but his feet were on the line, and it is out of bounds. Timeout on the floor, 11:59 to play in the first half. Cats lead by 13 here in a raucous Rupp. I cannot wait, Ravi, for Tuesday night in that Champions Classic. It'll be the Cats and Duke in their first real test. Cooper Flagg, the nation's #1 freshman, maybe a favorite for Player of the Year, and of course, Michigan State and Kansas will kick things off there in the ATL.
Yeah, they'll kick it off. Kansas had a great game against UNC last night. Hunter Dickinson did what he did. Jaden Akins is coming in with Michigan State. That should be a great first game, but I know everybody that's on this broadcast is looking forward to that second game that's tipping off around 9 o'clock when the Cats will have their first real test against Duke.
Yeah, with all due respect to the Michigan State-Kansas game, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on that Kentucky-Duke game, as it always is, as the ball out of bounds, last touch by the Cats. And Mark Pope a little unhappy with the sloppiness, and that means some starters are going to come back in. Here's Jackson Robinson checking in.
That's it. Coach Pope wants execution. Great thing, side out of bounds, underneath out of bounds. Coach Pope's expected to score. He runs plays expecting to score. Didn't get it done there, so we're going to have a quick sub in and out.
You know, you and I might be looking ahead to that Duke game, but the thing I love when we talked to Coach Pope at shoot-around today, this team is not. Because he said the biggest game of the season is today, and that's something he very much lives by. It is not a cliche for him.
Not at all. I actually made the mistake of saying a tune-up game, and he corrected me very quickly. This is not a tune-up. This is the biggest game of the year.
Brea, they left him alone.
Yeah, he did. That's what the mindset that these guys have, and you can see that coming out. That's a deep three.
Kriisa, feeling it early.
He is.
Boy, Kentucky's going to love Kriisa's personality. Maybe the only guy in college basketball that has his first name on the back of his jersey. Transfer in from Arizona and West Virginia. As a long three, back iron, no good. Spadone has been the go-to guy here early on. Not a lot of Williamson so far, which has been surprising.
Not yet. He's kind of struggling with the size of Williams at the beginning. Hasn't got his footing yet, and the physicality is something that he doesn't really look comfortable with quite yet. Nice crossover there. Good take to the basket.
Beautiful take to the basket. A finish at the rim by Brandon McCreesh off that Bucknell bench.
Really good cross and get there. They need to get some points going. They're not having much luck in the half court, so then getting out in transition is something they probably want to try to do.
Kriisa, no-look pass. Almonor wide open, yes.
That's a great extra pass. You can see, you watch this team and you understand why they had 30 assists last game. Carr definitely had a wide open shot, makes the decision to pass it to the corner, and you get an even better shot.
So. That was a nasty no-look pass, too.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Cats lead by 14 as here's Williamson for three, left it short. And Robinson elected to leave it go. And out of bounds, back to Kentucky, but
quick cross there, gets to the basket. That's what they're going to have to do, not having any luck. And then, again, Carr, wide open look, one more, even more wide open look, and he can knock it down.
Just that's just the theme, right? If there was one highlight that encapsulates what this team is, at least right now, of the unselfishness, it's that one right there.
Unselfish guys that have played a lot of basketball together and understand the team concept. These guys are coming from a lot of different schools, but they also know and are accepting roles, also understanding all these guys can shoot. Let's pass it, let's get the best opportunity, best shot available, and that's what they're getting.
Carr able to fight through some contact. He wanted to dump that off. He got it back and put it in.
He did. Trying to be a little too unselfish there, but went ahead and got it done. And just watch Lamont Butler on the ball.
Cats have opened up a 16-point advantage, largest of the game so far. Williamson, he's been quiet. He'll remain quiet for the moment as that one cleaned up by Williams.
Almost a bit rushing his shot. Oh, great pass.
Robinson wide open down low and a beautiful feed from Amari Williams.
That's a 7-footer. Catching the ball on the break in transition. Touch pass to the guard. That's a luxury.
Brea with the steal. The Cats have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Brea looking for Robinson. He'll drive baseline. Stutter step lay-in for Jackson.
Kentucky's doing what they want to do right now. Again, it starts on the defensive end. They're getting their hands on the ball from passing lanes, making it tough to drive. Bucknell is definitely a little uncomfortable, a little out of sorts right now.
It's a 9-0 run, and this crowd letting this Cats team know how they feel about it as it is broken up on a great take to the basket there by Bosco, who needs to have a big day, and there's an offensive foul, I believe.
And again, touch pass right there. Great cut by Jackson Robinson. Great vision by Williams to have his head up, and then Jackson Robinson just doing what he does. Nice lay underneath. Really playing well today.
Robinson already in double figures. He's got 11 points and 3 rebounds. as Oweh back in for Kobe Brea. Brea already an early fan favorite, gets a nice round of applause. If you can knock down threes, you're going to be loved.
That's kind of the thing.
At his rate.
That's kind of the thing. You can shoot the three in Kentucky, they're going to love you.
31-13 Cats lead. They just had a 9-0 run broken up on the basket by Bosco. They have not been able to get Noah Williamson involved. Here he is, a very skilled player out of Latvia. Step back three from Bosco, rims it in.
Bosco, again, we talked about it before the game. Bosco's going to be a guy that's going to have a big game if Bucknell's going to stay in the game. They struggle to score the basketball, especially with Williamson not getting going yet. Really need him to go.
Carr cleans up the miss and puts it in himself. 9 offensive rebounds already, Robbie. They're pretty close to that goal of 14 that Coach Pope set.
I think they're going to get there.
Hit off the back of the leg of Carr, and Robinson able to steal it.
As you watch them come down the court, they're pushing the ball, but they're always under control.
Andrew Carr living low on that low block and has another one at the rim.
Getting everything that they want right now. A controlled break. Jackson Robinson pushes up, but allows Carr to get set up down there, and nice little jump hook from Carr. He's got a really good touch around the basket. 6
points for the Wake Forest transfer. They've all been at the rim. As Bosco, another step back. Garrison the rebound.
That was a heat check shot.
I don't blame him. He had the last 5 for Bucknell.
He's got to do it. Somebody has.
Oweh pulls up, left it a bit short, and Williamson the board. Bosco, oh my gosh, through traffic. Might have traveled, but nonetheless. 3 on the wing from Moda is no good, and Robinson, his 4th rebound. Jackson, fade away from the elbow, a little strong. Batted out, but cleaned up by Bosco.
That snake dribble, though, off that screen, that's something Robinson really excels at, using that snake dribble off the high screen there in the middle.
A Bucknell player is down on the other end. Might have gotten a hit to the face as the ball knocked out of bounds, and we'll have a timeout on the floor as we check on Williamson. 6:39 to go here in half number 1. Kentucky dominating early on. They're up 19. Noah Williamson, 19 points on Monday at Delaware. He had 32, a career high on Thursday in Evansville, but he got poked in the eye. Incidental here, Ravi, on that bat out by Garrison.
Definitely incidental. Just Garrison going for the ball, trying to keep it alive. Unfortunately, Williamson took the worst of that, but hopefully he'll be okay. He's shaking it off over there, but that'd be a big loss for Bucknell, but I think he's going to be all right. Looks like he's okay, just getting a quick breather, which might be good for him. He's struggling a little bit right now. Again, the physicality of this game and the speed is something that he's going to have to adjust to. Maybe this will give him a little break and come back in and be a little bit more effective.
Preseason All-Patriot League. And Bucknell felt like if they were going to have a chance tonight, it would be a big night from him, and that just hasn't happened so far. As Butler leaves his shot short, but who else? Oweh somehow, some way comes up with it.
Somehow, some way. They're just having their own. They have now more offensive rebounds than Bucknell has total rebounds for the game. They have 10 offensive rebounds. Bucknell has 9 rebounds.
Garrison's 3 is no good. It'll stay with Kentucky, and that was something you brought up at shoot-around, is you want to see Garrison take more of those because he's got a pretty good stroke.
I really do. I think he can really shoot the basketball. And, you know, when you have a coach like Mark Pope that wants you to shoot the basketball the way that he does, he should have the green light and feel comfortable doing that. So I think by the end of the season, we'll see a lot of shots made by that young man.
Here he is. Looked very comfortable, that's for sure, as Oweh going to work, pulls up from the elbow.
He's leaving quite a few shots short. The last 3-4 shots have been short. Gonna have to get it up and over the rim.
Despite the big lead, Cats are just shooting 42% from the floor as Bosco can't hit the 3. He's been the lone source of offense here so far for Bucknell. He's got half their points.
Kentucky had a miscommunication in transition there. Bosco was so open, I think he was a bit surprised, and they have rushed his shot there, but there was nobody within 4 or 5 feet of him. He had a wide open look. Unfortunate that he missed that.
Kobe Brea back in for Kentucky. So right now it's the starters and Garrison and Brea. Brea around the screen, a long 2. Cleaned up on the other end by Moda.
Bit of a drought for Kentucky, I guess you could call it right now.
Yeah, 206, the scoring drought and counting. We haven't seen too many of those this season.
You have to.
Bosco back iron three, but an offensive board, first of the game for Bucknell. And it leads to points as Moda finishes on the other side.
Perfect example of why coaches hate giving up offensive rebounds. It's almost inevitable. You give up an offensive rebound, they're going to make a three.
And guess what? Somebody got up off the bench to check in.
That's it.
Coach Pope was not pleased, and he's not going to like that either. Moda, the steal, finds Bosco streaking to the other end. Bosco finishes at the rim.
Good finish. Coach Pope is not happy. Sloppy play. He wants to talk it over.
Yeah, you were right. He was not pleased about the offensive rebound, and then I think he got even more irked by the turnover on the other end and then the fast break layup. He wants to run, get those fast breaks, but he just does not want to see it against his team.
No question. And you see the turnover, live ball turnover always leads to easy baskets, and Coach Pope knows that. Lamont Butler doesn't make them often, but Coach Pope just wants to come in, talk to those guys, settle down, get sloppy. You know, when you're in a game like this, you want to make sure that you're finishing, you're closing out, you're not letting up at all. Not saying that the Cats have let up, but it's small mental lapses like this that later on in the season can come back to hurt you. You want to make sure you shore that up right now, and he's addressing that to go forward.
This was a great opponent to have on the schedule for Kentucky. It's a Bucknell team expected to contend in the Patriot League. Preseason picked to finish fourth, but they return a ton of production from last year. We mentioned Noah Williams, just with the experience that they have, a really good kind of stress test, if you will, for Kentucky ahead of that Duke matchup on Tuesday.
No question. For Coach Griffin to have everyone come back from the second season coaching, that's just a beautiful thing. So these Bucknell guys are still sticking around. They're down 14 right now, trying to stick around this number before halftime.
They tried to get that lob play out of the timeout, but Bucknell was ready for it. Brea unable to come up on the other end of it, and we have a whistle away from the ball.
I'm not sure that lob was there that time. Williams may have wanted to hold on to that one and try to keep the offense and turn it over. But
good news for Bucknell, Ravi, is Noah Williamson is checking back in.
I'm sure Coach Griffin is happy about that, and all the Bison fans are ecstatic about that. They're going to need him to get going here if they have a chance.
Williamson, from Riga, Latvia, fluent in a couple of languages. How about that take from Moda?
Moda coming in, takes the bump, cuffs it like Keith Bogans used to do back in the day with the finish.
Crowd sensing the team needs a little bit of a lift as Amari Williams able to fight that one in from the logo. The SEC logo, that is.
SEC logo. May have gotten away with some steps there.
Yeah, that's I think the Bucknell bench thought he had traveled. Might have gotten a little happy feet there. Cats might have gotten a break, but 37-23 they lead as Williamson will go to work on Amari.
See if he can get something going here.
0 for 4 from the field so far. Gives it up to Moda. Moda has it taken away by Oweh.
By who else? Oweh. I told you, once he gets his hands on the basketball, it's pretty much his basketball.
His second steal of the night is Kobe Brea is fouled. And we'll have a break.
We have a break. As you can see, Moda trying to keep the guys in the game. Takes the bump off the glass. Money.
On Monday, 103-62 winners in the Mark Pope debut game. Preseason picked to finish 8th in the SEC, but I think Jimmy Dykes said it best, Robbie. You can flip 1 through 9 and kind of rearrange them. Nobody really knows right now. This league is so deep.
The numbers by the teams right now are just hanging ornaments at this point. We don't really know what anybody has. We're going to be able to at least know a little bit more about these teams after the first month or so, but 23 is a little bit high for Kentucky. I think that number's going to come down pretty fast. Williams spinning to the basket, loses the basketball as Spadone takes it away from him. Bucknell finally settling in a little bit. As I say that, they have a turnover, unfortunately. But they are looking a little bit more comfortable on the offensive end. I agree, and I think you mentioned Bosco, him having to have a big game, and he kind of answered the bell there. He's 4 of 7 with 10 points. He's been kind of that calming factor to get them back into this game. He really did. It was his buckets that really started to let Bucknell climb back in the game. They still have quite the task to finish here, but left open is Brea in the corner. Yes, sir. Kentucky's going to be a tough team to play zone against. Brea, the Dayton transfer, off to a hot start. It's a 17-point lead as Brea 2 of 3 from downtown. Here's the point guard, Elvin Edmonds the 4th for Bucknell. Edmonds.
Not a guy that shoots it a lot. His turnaround jumper too strong.
Yeah, that's a tough contest. It's a tough basket to make over a 7-footer.
Oweh wants to go to the rack. Left-handed shot off the glass, and it rolls in.
So strong. To be able to take the bump in the air, finish with his left hand. You can tell it, guys.
Moda from deep, in there. But he's starting to heat up as well. He's got 9.
Moda is keeping them in the game as well. There's a miscommunication with Williams and Brea, but Moda's doing a great job of fighting, being physical, and not backing down from the challenge that these Kentucky Wildcats are presenting Bucknell.
Don't have the data in front of me because they don't track such things, but I would say a decent percentage of Kentucky's turnovers in that one as well is just from not playing very much together. Again, this is a kind of a spare parts hodgepodge from the portal, just kind of mix and match team right now that Coach Pope is trying to bring into one cohesive unit. They've only been together a couple months.
Just getting to know each other, just getting to understand the reads and what they need to do. And that's going to happen. You're going to see that a lot more in the first couple games. But hopefully by the January and SEC play, they'll get that settled up and know each other a little bit more.
3 in the corner from Edmonds. He buries it.
Edmonds gets there. And again, they just look more comfortable. Bucknell looks like they finally settled down and they're finally checked into this game.
Cut the lead to 13. They're hanging around after Kentucky threatened to blow it open. Brea looking for someone to feed it to. Can't find anybody. It bats out to Kriisa. No look pass. A 3 from Brea.
The guy can shoot the basketball. That's off a broken play. Carr sees the court so well. Ball comes to him, kicks it to the corner. Wide open 3. He's going to knock that down about 50% of the time, and there's a foul there.
That's the second no-look assist from Kriisa. Look at this, Robbie.
He's got a flair, doesn't he? You gotta love it. Kentucky has done a really good job of defending without fouling. Only have 4 fouls. Bucknell has as well. So it's been a fairly clean game. Neither team in the bonus yet. So, you can take a foul every now and then.
Brea, the A-10 6th man of the year last year for Dayton, was the most coveted transfer in terms of shooting out of the portal. Was 7 of 8 on Monday night. He's picked up right where he left off here tonight. Is going to the rack. Leaving it short. Williamson might have been blocked by Garrison.
I believe Garrison got his finger on that. Williamson, again, having a tough time with the physicality of the Kentucky bigs.
Jackson Robinson going to work. A little step back jumper. Short. Cleaned up by Spadone.
He had a good mismatch there. He had big size advantage there. Just took advantage and tried to knock that down. Short. There's
Williamson just trying to get going, but that's back iron no good. Another rebound for Brea. Brea, does he do a heat check?
Let's see.
Lamont Butler, nobody stopped him. He went to the rack and finished.
He does. Lamont Butler always under control. He's such a great floor general. What a luxury to have a guy that's played in the national semifinal, and there he is on the ball defending. A guy that defends like that, because all great defensive basketball teams, it starts with pressure on the basketball. And when you can have a guard that can, look at him sit down in his stance and just, that's a live dribble steal right there. He's taking the ball out of the offensive player's hand. Not many guys can do that. His low center of gravity, his physical build just makes him an absolute bulldog and terror for opposing point guards.
How about you're up 18 and he still goes diving into the seats to try to steal that one as Bosco around Garrison finishes.
A nice finish in the paint. Cuts it down to 16.
Cats will hold for the final shot as the shot clock has been turned off. Pope up at half court issuing some instructions for Kriisa, who's been running the point for a large portion of this first half.
First played really well the first half.
Brea with 5 seconds. Kentucky's got to go. Brea pulls up from way outside. Back iron no good. And that will conclude the half. But overall, a good one for Kentucky. Credit to Bucknell, though. They did settle down, and they are within shouting distance here at the break. But a 47-31 lead for the Cats. They're starting to heat up, too, from the field.
They really are. Bison's done a great job of fighting back, clawing their way into the game, going down 16, but they still have an uphill road to climb. Kentucky's looking strong in the second game.
Halftime here at Rupp Arena between Kentucky and... Welcome back inside Rupp Arena. Halftime, Kentucky in control. They lead Bucknell 47-31. Alongside the former Cat Ravi Moss, Andrew Kappas here with you. And they're playing Whitney Houston right now. I want to dance with somebody. They're lucky that I'm not standing up on this table dancing. But Ravi, the shooting for Kentucky a little slow out of the gate, but they definitely picked it up at the tail end of half number one.
Definitely picked it up. They got it going. Their defense got them going. They were able to get some steals. They were able to get some rebounds, get it out in transition, and really push the basketball to do what they wanted to do. Early on, they were getting just about anything they wanted, and their size advantage down low is really showing up. They've got 26 points in the paint. Half of their 47, more than half of their 47 points there, really showing their size and domination down there in the paint.
Big credit to Bucknell, though. There was points where that game could have gotten out of hand, and they're still in it.
This could definitely be a 30, 40-point game right now. But Bucknell, they settled down. They were a little early. They haven't got much from their big man, Noah Williamson, which has hurt them a lot. However, they've had contributions from Ian Mata. They've had Josh Basco, who we said had to have a good game, step up, and it's kept them in the game. Being down 16 is kind of a victory when their best player hasn't scored any points.
Yeah, no field goal from Noah Williamson. Pretty incredible that they're within 16. But Kentucky in control here at the break. We'll have second half action when we come back. Cats shoot 45% from the floor in the first half. They lead 47-31 over Bucknell. But a lot of credit goes to the Bison, including Josh Bosco, for keeping them in the game.
Josh Bosco leads all scorers with 12 points. He's really been fighting, getting to the basket, doing everything that he can to keep the Bison within contact, at least screaming range, finishing through contact, making open shots when he gets them. And then the Cats have been led by Jackson Robinson, who came out super aggressive. There he is, getting to the spot in the middle of the paint, shooting over the smaller defender, taking his time, and finishing through contact with the and one there. So Jackson Robinson doing what he's supposed to do. Josh Bosco, a welcome addition for the Bucknell, getting all these points that he's done to keep them close.
Yeah, Bosco, as you said, Ravi, leading all scorers. He's got a dozen. Jackson, the only Cat in double figures so far. He has 11. But that's the impressive thing. Cats are halfway to 100. They only got one double-figure scorer in Jackson Robinson. They had 6 guys in double figures on Monday. Seems like we could be headed to that again.
Yeah, you know, the beautiful thing about this Kentucky basketball team is their balance. He might be the only one in double figures now, but we've got guys that are close. I mean, Brea will get there. Just the balance and the way these guys share the basketball kind of ensures that we'll have multiple guys scoring double digits, and that's what makes this team so dangerous.
We talked about it earlier. Noah Williamson, the star player for Bucknell, coming off a 32-point performance. A little surprising to see that he's 0 for 6 from the floor. If you're the Bison, do you try to get him going, or do you just not want to force the issue? You
don't want to force the issue, but you got to get some type of production from him if they have a chance to win this game. So I know that Coach Griffin emphasizes that. He is a European guy, Latvian guy. The physicality is showing up, and I think he's very, very uncomfortable. Maybe he's got settled down at halftime, but if the Bison have any type of chance, he's going to have to get going here in the second half.
Yeah, Williamson, a product of the Latvian youth national team, spent some time at the Kristaps Porzingis Basketball Academy. It's amazing what Porzingis has done for basketball in Eastern Europe, and guys like Nikola Jokic as well, of course.
No question. It's really an international game at this point. Kristaps Porzingis is one of the most exciting guys to watch. With those Celtics winning a world championship, NBA championship, it's been awesome to watch him. And you can see from the skill set that we saw in shoot-around, the skills that Noah Williamson has, he just hasn't been able to get comfortable. And Amari Williams is one of the big reasons why he hasn't been able to.
And he has a lot of European flavor to his game. Of course, Williams, born in Nottingham, England.
The Englishman.
Yes. Home of Robin Hood, I'm told. Edmonds, the point guard for Bucknell, as they have the ball first out of the half, trailing by 16. Williamson did miss some time in the first half. He got poked in the eye inadvertently, but obviously okay as he hands it off to Moda. Williamson likes that wing look, but passed it up there, nearly lost it. Nearly lost it again. The shot clock will expire after the shot blocked by Amari Williams.
Really tough spot for him to get the ball with there 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Williams is dug in. It's a hard spot for him to get to try to get going there. Butler will walk it up for the Cats.
They cut off that baseline look. They wanted to go to Robinson, so here he is around the wing. He'll go high-low to Carr, through some traffic, got tied up for a moment, kicks it out, Oweh on the wing. Extra pass, finds Robinson for three. Left of the rim, no good, but Amari Williams, the offensive board, finds Carr to the rack. It's good and a foul.
Really great pass. Great offensive rebound out of his area. He went and got the ball, grabbed it. As you can see, he doesn't stay in his area. Right over the top. Unfortunately, Edmondson's just a little too small there. And then the dish, he got a little no-look flavor on that too, huh?
Kriisa had 2 no-look assists. Add Amari Williams to that party. And a good finish by Andrew Carr, the Wake Forest transfer, now with 9 after that free throw.
9. Another 1,000-point scorer that's on this Kentucky basketball team coming in. So like we said, just a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience on these Kentucky Wildcat teams.
Started his college career at Delaware, who is the opponent for Bucknell on Monday, whom they defeated. Moda through some contact, able to finish. That is not an easy guy to shoot over.
Not at all. Moda gets in the double digits himself. He's done a great job of being physical and matching Kentucky's physicality, but Oweh does his thing, and he says, "What anything you can do, I can do better."
Ortega's got 8 as he's knocking on the door of double figures as well. And a foul. Butler tried to take that one away from Elvin Edmonds, the senior guard from Hopewell, Virginia.
Edmonds may have a couple dreams about Butler after tonight. He's gotten quite a few deflections, and he's making life really, really hard.
Well, we were talking, he's the Bucknell point guard. Of course he's a point guard. His mom coaches the girls team at his high school. His dad coaches the boys team. He had to be a point guard, right?
It's in his blood. He had to be a point guard, and there's Noah Williamson finally getting the bucket in close. He needed that. But yeah, when you got parents that are both head basketball coaches at high school, you're going to understand the game and be a point guard. So
back down to 17 after Williamson's first bucket. Butler running the point for the Cats. Gets in, a little floater too strong. Batted out into the hands of Bosco, and they want to run. Moda out on the other end, goes at Carr, and Carr blocks it out of bounds.
I love the way that the officials are calling the game now. If players defensively go vertically up in the air and the offensive player creates the contact, officials are no longer giving that an automatic foul call like they used to do. Carr does a great job there, jumping, staying vertical, and not fouling.
Spadone, who hit a 3 in the first half, draws Carr out of the paint. Oh, no look, and had to quickly reflex get that. And now Spadone will drive, spin. Andrew Carr not giving up any ground, so he's got to fade away, and it's no good. Carr, great beat.
Great defense. Didn't leave his feet until the offensive player left his feet the way the shot blockers were supposed to. Made it hard. Oweh gets in the lane there. Just missing. But Andrew Carr's done a great job defensively.
And Williamson kind of hit Oweh in the stomach inadvertently on that rebound clear out as the 3 knocked down on the wing from Edmonds, and Bucknell inches closer. They have trimmed the lead back to 14.
Oweh was a little shaken up. He's still a little shaken up down here. He's a little late getting back. It gave Bucknell the opportunity.
Butler behind the back pass, and that one goes away. Now Moda wanting to run with it. Moda, and he was in no man's land and might have gotten bailed out there with a little bump down low.
He did. As you can see, you get in transition. It's 4-on-5. Edmonds takes advantage of that, knocks down the big 3. Keeping Bucknell Bison in the game, doing the best they can. Coach Pope didn't like that behind the back pass from Lamont Butler, I think.
No, you could see the look on his face, yep, and I think he looked for Kriisa immediately.
Immediately.
Kriisa back in, as is Garrison and Brea.
Kentucky's keeping Bucknell on that side of the court on the out-of-bounds plays. They're forcing them away from the screen, and that's really disrupting Bucknell's offense and their ability to get comfortable. And I think that's one of the reasons why Williamson is struggling. And
Williamson's struggles continue. He's whistled for an offensive foul, getting Andrew Carr out of the way on a hook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you're playing basketball, you're used to certain things happening. He's used to setting that screen and being able to roll and pop. The fact that Kentucky is pressing everything down to the baseline and keeping it away from that, it just takes everything out of the offense and takes them out of their flow.
Kriisa dumps it down to Garrison. He wants to go to work, gets doubled, so he backs out of it. Brea, step back 3. Why not? Kobe Brea, red hot tonight here inside or up, and the Cats back out in front by 17.
When a guy shoots 50% from the three-point line, you're going to take the shot fake. Brea knows that, understands that, uses that perfectly, and gets a wide open three.
Brea with 12. He's 4 of 6 from deep. Edmonds going at Brea. Good D there, and a rebound by Kriisa, who wants to run.
Good seeing the guards rebound for Kentucky.
Kriisa pulls up from 3, rattles in.
And the luxury when the guard can take it off of the backboard, dribble it down, and rise up and knock down a 3. Kentucky pushes the lead back to 20.
I cannot wait to see Kriisa against Duke because he enjoys trash talking, and you know that game's going to have a lot of that as Williamson answers with a 3 of his own.
Finally able to get comfortable. They still rejected the screen and pushed it away, but he was able to pop and get to his spot and make a 3. That's what he likes to do.
So Kriisa over to Garrison on his right. Kriisa dumping it down to Garrison. He'll go to work on the block, and his hook shot left a little short. Good D by Williamson, though.
Great D by Williamson. Was able to absorb that contact. Garrison tried to drop his shoulder to create some, but wasn't able to finish.
Heat check for Williamson. He missed everything, and he finds Bosco, who is pushed, I believe, out of bounds by Robinson. But some 3s for Kentucky, the lead back out to 17.
Without a doubt. And there's, like I said, Brea, give him the head fake, create that space, and then you get the rebound off. Not close enough, rise up, knock down the 3.
Back-to-back triples for Kentucky has them in front by 17, but Robbie, 13 offensive rebounds for the Cats. They're 1 off the goal already set by head coach Mark Pope.
Without a doubt. Coach Pope really wanted to emphasize rebounding both defensively and offensively, and Kentucky has answered the call. They're getting on the glass, they're being physical, using their size advantage to get on balls out of their area and finishing and creating extra easy baskets off of those offensive rebounds.
I'll tell you what, Andrew Carr, the knowledge that he has on where he needs to be down low, because on the and one opportunity he had here just before the break, he just knew where the ball was, and he just kind of like a missile went down the lane and could feed him in stride, and that's why he was able to finish through the contact, because he was almost initiating all the action down low.
It's such a treat, and we can't overemphasize it enough. 4 guys that are 1,000-point scorers in college basketball. It's so different than what Kentucky fans are used to. Yes, this is a different team, but this is a team that is veteran-laden. They've got 5th-year guys that understand what it's like to play college basketball, where to be, how to help each other, and how to make the game easy. You can see it in the points they score and the way that they're scoring.
That ball was tipped, and it's going to be stolen away by Robinson. Gets it out to Kriisa in transition. Kriisa in the lane, finds Robinson in the corner. He lines up a 3 and knocks it down.
What a great segment. Kriisa took his time on the break, used the screen. Jackson Robinson, who started the break, flares out to the corner to get a wide open 3. The spacing and the understanding of how to be available for this Kentucky Wildcat team is the reason why.
Almonor, a block that goes out of bounds, but you're right. Kriisa, I mean, just the vision he possesses.
Exactly. He has got some flair that I'm really starting to enjoy. Every pass that he knows is about to be a make, he throws a little something extra on it. So he's got a little flavor, a little sauce on that.
I saw a video of him when he was at Arizona. As Robinson tips it, did he get a deflection? No, out of bounds. It'll stay with Bucknell. But the highlight at Arizona was him smacking the floor, yelling at the guy he was guarding. And I thought to myself, man, they're going to love him here at Kentucky.
He fits in the mold for sure. And the guy that Coach Pope, I'm very sure, is happy, can go to the bench, bring off the bench, and bring that type of fire to the game.
He's so fun to be around, too. An infectious personality. And head coach Mark Pope has said when he took the job, he said, I knew I had to go get this guy. As here's a 3 from Moda. And Moda continues his hot shooting. He's 3 of 5 from downtown.
He's up to 14 points right now, and he's kind of taking it on himself to keep these guys in the game.
Heat check for Robinson. It's in and out. Batted out to Brea, though. Kriisa to Garrison, a little fake handoff. Now Garrison puts it on the floor, out to Brea, atop the logo. He thought about it. I think he's still thinking about it. Almonor down low to Garrison again. 4 to shoot for the Cats. Garrison, left-handed hook shot, left short. Cleared out by Ajayi.
Really good defensive possession there for Bucknell.
Bosco has to kick it out. Back to Bosco after the no call. And Kentucky able to get back defensively.
Very good. Carr hits the deck. He's back up on his feet. That's the type of fire and feistiness that you want to see.
Working around the screen. Heck of a ball fake there down low, but the Cats come away with it. But they say Jackson Robinson was standing out of bounds when he touched it, and it will stay with Bucknell. Great ball fake by Jaden Williams to get open. I'm surprised he wasn't able to finish.
He was wide open, and he did everything that he needed to do except finish the play. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, they said Garrison might have touched it, but looking at the replay, it's hard to tell whether Garrison came back in and touched it or not. Robinson was in bounds, though, so it could have only been Garrison that would have been the man out of bounds. But nonetheless, it'll stay with Bucknell.
Bucknell is dug in. You have to give this Bucknell Bison team credit.
Ton of credit.
They are fighting hard. They have not given up. They are not giving an inch. And that goes to show just how their coach, Mark Griffin, has instilled that type of toughness already.
3 left short, right into the arms of Brea. Kriisa behind the back. No-look pass now to Amari. Another no-look pass. Kriisa passes up the 3. Brea the ball fake. A little bobble, but he still finishes. My goodness, Kobe Brea.
When you share the basketball the way that this team does, it makes the game so much fun to watch. And then defensively they dig in and they're able to create the turnover.
Look at Kriisa, he's fired up. And this crowd loves it, they're on their feet.
Ray is fired up too. As you can see, you just see the guy sharing the ball behind the back. No look, another no look. Swing the ball. Look, I'm shooting, nope, shot fake, yep. Wide open, knock it down.
And look, even with the bobble, that can disrupt a shooter's rhythm, and he still knocks it down. And Kriisa just into it.
The Go Big Blue chant start.
Colin Chandler into the game, dribbles off his foot but recovers. No-look pass to Amari. Another no-look pass. Almonor for 3. Why not? A roar from the Rupp Arena crowd. The Cats are doing it with flair, and they lead by 23.
This team is going to be a joy for this state and Big Blue Nation to watch this year.
Williamson will try to quiet them, but he missed everything. Out of bounds, back to the Cats. Kobe Brea loving it.
Again, the Wildcats, even off a fumble, pass. When you move the ball, you find defenders can't move as fast as the ball can move. Kentucky understands that. They're swinging the ball, willing passing. There's nobody grudgingly passing the ball on Kentucky. But when you willingly pass the ball and share it the way that they do, it creates open shots. And when you can shoot it as well as they shoot it, you're going to score and have 67 points with 12 minutes to go in the game.
It's shooters everywhere you look. Almonor, who just knocked that last one down, tied the school record last year at Fairleigh Dickinson with 93 triples. Kriisa will line one up. Back iron, no good. Williamson with the board. Moda, 3 of 5 from downtown. He'll drive instead. Can't finish. The putback is true. Ajayi, the Mercyhurst transfer, gets it to go. Garrison swung around. Kriisa passes it up, instead drives baseline. Kriisa thought he was fouled. Instead, it's a steal.
He was definitely fouled.
Contested on the other end, but finished by Jaden Williams.
Live ball turnovers usually lead to easy buckets. That was the case again.
How about that for Jaden Williams? He missed the wide open one, but there at that highly contested one, fights through contact to finish.
Sometimes when you're wide open at the basket, you're a little bit surprised.
Amari Williams, point blank, in and out. Ajayi, another rebound.
Bison's still fighting strong.
They got it back under 20. Is that one blocked by Amari Williams? Bucknell wanted goaltending. No-look pass. Williams in transition. Layup is good, and he's fouled.
What a segment there. Williams blocks the shot, runs the court like a big man that is 7 feet can do. Gets the ball, finishes through contact, and one, and brings it home.
Kentucky in front of Bucknell by 21, and it's been a 3-point barrage, Ravi, here in the second half.
Second half, they've gotten going, and the reason they've gotten going is because they're sharing the basketball. They've got 7 assists on their made baskets, 8 made baskets. They're moving the basketball, passing. It's hot, it's moving, it's not sticking anywhere, and because they're so willing to make the extra pass, they get wide open threes, and when you give shooters like this wide open threes, they're going to knock it down.
Cats are 11 of 27 from deep in the game, but they're 5 of 8 here in the second half. And the number that jumped out to you is 8 second-half field goals, 7 assists for Kentucky.
When you pass the basketball the way that they're passing the basketball, it makes the game fun. You see all the guys are energetic, they're enjoying it. It makes the game easier to play when you know you're going to touch the basketball. And this Kentucky team is so unselfish that it makes the game fun. It makes the game fun for the guys playing. It makes the game fun for everybody watching. This Kentucky team has been a treasure so far, and it's only going to get better.
Amari Williams was able to finish a layup as he streaked to the basket right before the break, got fouled, and one opportunity here out of the timeout. Williams with 7 points, 9 boards, trying for his second double-double in as many games.
He has been a presence. He has made life really, really hard for Noah Williamson, Bucknell's best player. And not only that, he's running the court. He runs the court and draws attention, also making it easier for those guys to spot up around the three-point line and be able to make those threes.
Cats lead by 22. Bucknell has been able to get it down to about the 12 to 14 mark, but no closer. But on the flip side, Kentucky, every time they've tried to pull away beyond this 20, 22-point marker, Bucknell's went on a little run, and they'll try to do that here.
Kentucky has to keep the intensity defensively. They have to not let up and make sure that they continue to pressure the basketball and make very, very hard shots for Bucknell. Bucknell's been able to get to the basket, get some easy shots, and they were able to capitalize on a few Kentucky turnovers to keep this game close. Right now, Kentucky has a chance to really blow this thing open if they keep up the defensive intensity.
Chandler gets the loose ball, able to bat it away, finds Almonor in transition. His three a little strong, and Bucknell makes sure it's one and done.
Great box out there by Bucknell.
Chandler in the way again. He's got 2 steals and 2 trips.
That's how you check in the game and make an impact, young fella.
Spinning to the rack, and he spun into his man, who got it taken away. A little excited.
And he's a freshman.
On the other end, though, it's a quick shot from Kriisa, who can't finish, and now Chandler might slow this one up, although I'm not so sure. There's a whistle.
Offensive foul.
Away from the ball. They get Andrew Carr on a hook, maybe?
Yeah, he had Edmonds on him. He had the size advantage. A little bit overzealous with his hands there. I think his hands were a little too low. He just needs to keep his hands up, let him throw the ball high and not have to worry about hooking someone that's so much smaller than him.
I know you were a guard, but as a guard, when you come up and you're guarding a post player, how difficult is that for the bigger man to just try to not foul you? Because it's a little bit awkward, isn't it?
It's tough. Honestly, in transition, you kind of have the advantage as a smaller guard because you're able to push and not allow them to get to their spot. So it's kind of common for somebody like Andrew Carr to struggle and use his hands a little bit more. He'd pick up a foul like that.
Brea the rebound off the miss to the front of the rim.
But Andrew Carr running the court like that creates
another no-look pass, and Carr got hammered down low. Pick 1 of 3 Bucknell defenders under the basket.
That's it. Yeah, again, Carr was a great pass there. But Andrew Carr making a straight line rim run to the front of the basket, it creates 3 people having to guard him. So that collapse that's created right here, look, 1, 2, 3 guys around him. If he was able to actually kick that ball out, that's when you can swing it, and get an open shot.
Common foul. It's an inbounds play for Kentucky. Carr had it smacked away, and a tie up there as those two got tangled down low. And the concern right now for both, but luckily they're quickly up on their feet. That's one of those awkward kind of, but you both stop, but you're tangled up and you're just trying not to twist something.
Exactly. Just watch this. Both their feet get tangled up underneath, and Pip's got to watch the ankles. You got to always watch the ankles when you're playing basketball, and luckily he's got those young ankles. I know I'd be out for 2 to 3 months after something like that.
Oh, you'd have to take me out on a stretcher after that. Edmonds brings it up. Point guard for Bucknell. They trail by 22 here in the second half. Just under 10 minutes to play.
See the catch. Look where Williams catches the basketball.
Edmonds, long 3, shoots it a little bit long, but rebound for Moda. Moda got his man in the air, but can't finish. Another offensive board for Bucknell. They keep it alive. Edmonds finds Moda. He'll drive baseline, jump stop, lays it in.
can't give the team 2 and 4 opportunities. Great fight by Bucknell. They got it.
Brea cheating up front, and on a feed from Kriisa beats everyone back.
That's what's so dangerous about this Kentucky basketball team. That was after a made basket. Kerr kicks it ahead, Brea runs the court, and he's shooting a layup with 28 seconds left on the shot clock.
When we say this Kentucky Wildcat offense wants to run, we are not kidding. As Bosco leaves it short, Brea another rebound.
Bosco been a little bit more quiet in the second half.
Brea's a great rebounding guard, isn't he, Robbie? That's 6 now on him for the afternoon.
Yeah, that's something that he's going to have to do. At 6'7", he's going to have to come down, especially when they get into SEC play. And
Brea,
rebound.
heat check. Yes, sir.
That's a layup. You give that guy a look like that.
Brea's got 20 points on 6 of 8 shooting from downtown, and he's going to bring this Rupp Arena crowd to their feet. 8:39 to play. The Cats up by 25. Brea, the most coveted shooter in the transfer portal last offseason. Robbie showing you why.
Exactly. He understands people are going to run at him. He's known as a shooter. He can take the head fake, show it, create some space, and then just the way that UK passes the basketball, gives him the extra pass, gives him a wide open look. And when you get wide open looks like that, a guy that shoots 50% from the field, that's a layup. He's telling them, yeah, they better call a timeout and check the scouting report because they better get a hand up.
6 of 8 from downtown. He was perfect on Monday night. So, you know, he shot nearly 50% when he was at Dayton last year.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a start to go 100% on Monday, 6 of 8, that's 75% tonight.
He's well on his way to continue his streak of leading the country.
This is from 3.
From 3.
And you can confirm that the three-point line has been extended because you did get some shots up. I saw you at shoot-around today.
Oh, yeah, I had to get it. I can't come to Rupp and not shoot the rock a little bit. And I was wondering why I was hitting the front rim with all my threes, and I was like, oh, yeah, they've moved it back a bit. Yeah.
A little bit since the mid-2000s.
A little bit. As you see, that's a foul on Garrison there with Williamson. Again, Williamson was catching the ball off the block. He catches the ball about 3 feet off the block. That's not where he wants to be. He wants to catch the ball closer to the basket, but because of Kentucky's physicality, he's making him catch it more in the short corner than he is on the actual block. And again, it takes off timing and rhythm, one of the reasons why he struggled tonight.
Another offensive rebound for Bucknell. Ajayi can't finish it, and Oweh grabs it.
That's it. Bucknell has actually been on the offensive glass, something that I'm sure Mark Pope's not happy about. But Kentucky finally able to secure a rebound.
Down low, they want to get Garrison involved. Garrison, a little bit of a size advantage. Garrison, turnaround jump shot with the right hand is good.
He took his time there, took the bumps, took the contact, and was able to shoot a right-hand hook. He's tried that with the left earlier in the game, left it a little short. He's a lot more comfortable using his right hand in that situation.
McDonald's All-American sophomore who transferred in from Oklahoma State. Moda dumping it down low. Williamson, great feed on the baseline and a good finish at the rack by Ajayi.
They were actually able to set the screen there. Kentucky's right back down the court. Can't even explain because Oweh with the lay-in with 26 seconds to go on the shot clock. Unbelievable how Kentucky
Oweh, a beautiful shot, and it's 79-52 Kentucky. 7:37 to play. When we come back, we will have a little surprise that we saw at shoot-around here this morning.
I'm telling y'all, if somebody asked me right now, did you ever dream you'd play Rupp Arena? I'd say no. I wasn't that bold to dream that big. But that being said, some of y'all are here dreaming too small right now. Man, go win the game of life. When y'all come in here, man, it'll be a fluid flow state they've never seen before. Nothing beats love, boy.
Zero talked about dreaming about playing in Rupp. He playing in Rupp tonight. We all dreamed about playing in Rupp. We playing in Rupp tomorrow afternoon. Let's go get 2 wins, boys. Come on, bring it in. Let's go.
Awesome experience over at Memorial Coliseum and the Joe Kraft Center as well. To have Jelly Roll, who was in town last night in concert here inside Rupp Arena. He visited with a number of Kentucky teams. We just saw him there with head coach Mark Pope and the men's team, but he also spoke to the women's team as well as the volleyball team as well. So he was a busy man yesterday.
It was so awesome that he'd come into town. He's performing and selling out Rupp Arena, but takes time to come over and talk to the Wildcats. You got to love a guy like Jelly Roll. I love the message, too. Sharing the love, spreading love. That's what it's about. Teams that love each other.
Man.
Hopefully these guys are connecting and starting to do that.
His speech his award acceptance speech. When was that? A year ago, maybe 2 years ago? And I can't remember the exact award ceremony, but talking about adapting and overcoming. As Oweh will finish up this and one. Misses it to the left of the rim, cleaned up by Williamson. Williamson 2 of 4 since starting 0 of 6, but just really not in rhythm yet.
Flash. Okay, got it a little bit closer where he wants to catch it. Trying to operate there. And there it is. See, he catches the ball in the scoring area. He doesn't catch the ball in the short corner. He catches the ball a lot closer to the block. That's where he's comfortable. That's where he can operate, and that's what he wants to do. Hasn't been able to do that yet tonight. First time he is, and he's able to convert.
He's got 7 now, and you kind of called it there, that once he got his position better, they swing it around Carr in the corner. Carr backing his man down. Fadeaway jumper is good for Andrew Carr, and he's in double figures.
That's going to be a reason why this Kentucky basketball team is going to be so hard to zone. Not only because they have shooters, they have guys that are, and good take, finish, good strong finish by Elvin Edmonds over Carr. But to get back to the point of the zone, guys like Carr can take the ball from the short corner and just back a guy down and finish over top. They have enough poise, enough confidence, not only in themselves, but from Coach Pope to do that.
Kriisa got a little greedy. He saw Garrison wide open, but he missed the man that was in between the two. As Kriisa steps in, crowd wanted to charge, but looked like he wasn't set.
May not be set. May not have been set. Here's another look at Williamson again.
That's where he catches it, right,
Robbie? Look at that. He's only a step off the block there, so he's able to spin, get into what he wants to do. He has a lot of game. He's got a European flair to his game. He's from Latvia. So the closer to the basket, the more dangerous he is. He's able to catch it in his spots, and he's able to operate a little bit more.
And you were saying it's the Kentucky action that was kind of keeping him from catching it closer than where he wanted to be.
Kentucky's done a great job of forcing the screen down. In other words, they're not letting the guard come off of the screen that he wants to set. He wants to set a screen up at the three-point line where they can come off and they can get mismatches. They were able to do that a possession ago. He was able to get the ball. He had Brea on him. He's able to see over Brea. Pip was able to cut. They got a basket. That's what he's comfortable with when he gets a guy that's smaller. But because Kentucky is pushing the ball down, keeping them away from going off the screen, he's had to try to score over Williams and over Garrison when he's catching the ball away from his comfortable position. And that's the reason why he's struggled quite a bit tonight.
Pip Ajayi had a cut on his arm that he had to get tended to. Now we're back and ready to go as Williamson misfires on the 3. Williams the rebound.
And that's a good look, just not able to knock it down.
Kriisa picks up his dribble. He's looking for help. Almonor provides it. Kobe Brea. Kriisa from way outside. And a whistle and a foul, and we're going to stay here under the basket. I think that foul is going to be on Bosco.
The foul is on Bucknell. That's his third, the team's second.
Still a good look. Kentucky in transition is just tough. You have to flare out to the shooters. You got to deal with Williams inside. Tough basketball team. They understand and know exactly what's going on. Their size has really affected things, and it's going to get them in the bonus with 6 minutes to go.
Amari Williams, the 1-and-1, rolls in, and he's got a chance to clinch himself another double-double, Robbie. He's got 9 points and 10 rebounds after a 12-and-13 performance Monday night.
That's a stat line that I think Kentuckians and Big Blue Nation will be able to depend on and rely on for the rest of the season. If he's able to have that type of production anywhere around 12-and-12, 15-and-12, 15-9-10, this Kentucky team is going to be pretty dangerous.
Williams using a size advantage, backing his man down. Turnaround jumper is through. And there's the double-double.
There it is. Just using the size, taking his time, getting back to his left hand like he likes to.
11 and 10 for him as Moda will fire from the free throw line and bury it. He's got 18.
He's played well tonight. He has accepted the challenge and he's taken it on.
Williams in transition, kicks it out to Oweh in the corner. Almonor, that's his spot. In and out here, no good. Loose ball, Bosco picks it up. He'll go one-on-one with Kriisa, and he gets an and one. What a finish.
What a finish by Bosco. Again, he's been quiet the second half. He had a big first half, but there he is showing up, chasing down the loose ball, getting to it quick. Kriisa does a good job of leveling off and tries to stay vertical, but Bosco's able to take that bump and finish with the left.
He's got 14 now, does Bosco. And remember, Robbie, in that first half, he made a great point that there was a couple of moments where Kentucky was trying to blow and pull away in that first half, and it was Bosco really the only source of offense for them.
He was.
And kind of kept them afloat. I know it's a healthy lead for the Cats at 24 as Kriisa gets a big round of applause, but you know, the play of Moda and Bosco has kept them within at least shouting distance here tonight.
Without a doubt. You have to understand that, you know, maybe they're not going to win this basketball game, but they haven't given up. And this is a great chance and a tune-up, an opportunity for them to see how good they are, where they are. And this type of game he's having right now is just going to give him confidence as he gets into conference play. And Mata as well. As they get into conference play, they know that they can play with anybody the way they play today in Rupp Arena.
Head coach John Griffin III said, you know, if it wasn't a win, what would be a win for him? Is that three misfired? And he said he wants to see a group that's composed.
Yes, a group that's composed, and he just talked about competitiveness. He talked about the film that he watches of Kobe, of Tom Brady, great competitors, and the fire that they have. And he's seeing that. These guys have competed hard all night. They may be down by 23 right now, but it's not like they've stopped fighting, and that's all credit to the coach and what he's trying to get done over there.
Spadone, a swing pass. Unable to finish, though, on the other end was Jaden Williams. 4.5 to play. Kentucky in control. They're up by 23. Corner three from Almonor is no good. Lamont Butler skying for the rebound, and he puts it in.
What a rebound. Nobody boxed out on the weak side. Again, that's one of the tough things about zone. When you're going to zone, you got to find someone to box out. They didn't find anybody to box out. Lamont Butler skies to get that one. Finishes it. Nice.
Timeout here at Rupp Arena. 86-61, Kentucky in control, looking to go 2-0. 86-61 Kentucky. Another balanced scoring night at the office for the Cats. They had 6 players in double figures on Monday, Ravi. They've got 5 tonight with a couple close as well.
Oh, no question. They could easily have 6. Almonor has 8, and he's missed 2 threes that he usually likes to knock down. So the balanced attack of Kentucky is going to be, again, going to be what makes this team so dangerous. And they're just starting. This is game 2. They're just getting to know each other. So that balanced attack is going to be something that is going to be really, really tough for the teams to deal with down the stretch.
Well, Coach Pope said this morning that today is the biggest game of the season. And on Tuesday night, that might be true overall because the Cats will take on number 7 Duke in Atlanta in the Champions Classic. And they got a fun non-con slate in the month of December. The ACC-SEC Challenge, they'll go to Clemson. And then number 6 Gonzaga makes that return trip as they just blew out Baylor the other night. And then, of course, the start of a new rivalry, if you will. Pat Kelsey era has begun in Louisville. Mark Pope era here in Lexington. And then but just before Christmas, the Cats will take on Ohio State. Solid CBS Sports Classic.
Oh, yeah. Solid non-conference schedule. You always expect that out of Kentucky. You got to love games against Duke early in the season or any type of big team. It's like a litmus test. You got to see exactly where you are. Noah just checks in, our Kentucky kid.
Yeah, big round of applause for Trent Noah, who checked in, the freshman from Harlan County High School, Harlan, Kentucky, and something you know a little bit about, to wear the blue and white and hail from Kentucky and play here at Rupp Arena.
Kentucky kid. You always dream about playing in Kentucky. He's living out his dream right now. Decommitted from South Carolina, I believe, to come to Kentucky once Mark Pope got the job. Great find, really excited and looking forward to his future on this basketball team.
Well, Mark Pope freed him up for a couple of looks on Monday night. Let's see if they do that here with him into the game with 4 minutes to play. Travis Perry, the other Kentucky boy, getting ready to check in as well.
It's always tough coming in off the bench. They've been sitting for about 30 minutes straight, haven't touched the basketball, and then you come in and get a wide open look. You're expecting to make it, you usually make it, and you do when you're in rhythm, but not having played for a while.
4 to shoot for Brea as he gets to the rack, left it a little short. Williams got it back, put back no good, but on the second attempt for Amari, he finishes.
Let's see if he was stat stuffing there. Missed the money there.
He's already got the double-double.
Yeah, that's true. He's got that secured. But again, Kentucky just showing their size and their presence by playing kind of volleyball with the basketball around the room.
Maybe he thought he was 1 rebound short. Kicked out. Good ball movement for Bucknell. They get a corner 3, and that's drained by Brandon McCreesh. And just a quick whistle. They're going to get some subs in for both teams. And first time we'll see Travis Perry out of Eddyville, Kentucky, Lyon County High School, and it will be a true 30-second timeout. Perry, you talk about video game numbers.
5,000.
A 4-star recruit. He scored 5,381 points at Lyon County High School to become the state's all-time leading scorer. Absurd.
That's a lot of points. Lyon County down, coming from the western part of the state. That's right. Western Kentucky boys can play down in the 270 area. I mean, the numbers that he was able to put up. Won a state championship here, played Oweh in the Sweet 16, I believe.
Yeah.
And was able to get it done and win a state championship. So it's always good to see the Kentucky guys. We got the refs coming over. I think we had an issue.
Got a technical foul that the official kindly came over and informed us of. Amari Williams whistled for the technical, maybe something that happened during the timeout there or on the way back to the huddle of the timeout. So it'll be free throws for Spadone. Achille Spadone out of Geneva, Switzerland, transferred in from Davidson. We were talking to the Bucknell folks. Hard for them to get transfers. There's really not much of a grad program, so they're not super active in the portal because you have to have a couple years eligibility to come to Bucknell.
Exactly. It's a tough spot for them to be in, especially with the culture and the nature of college basketball now. The teams are so reliant on that portal. Unfortunately, he misses both of them.
Crowd goes nuts because I believe that is free chicken for somebody, or maybe the whole arena. I'm not sure. But that was the extra interest and cheer for that missed free throw. But it stays a 24-point lead for the Cats. Colin Chandler, also part of that freshman class. He's a unique story, though. He's a 21-year-old freshman. He was on a mission trip for a couple of years, originally committed to BYU when head coach Mark Pope was there. He spent some time in Sierra Leone and London, but here he is draining a triple at Rupp Arena.
Right on schedule, he comes in there. Having not played basketball for 2 years and coming back and competing at Kentucky just shows the caliber of player that he is. Coming in as a freshman, older, mature. Hopefully he's going to be able to contribute for this Kentucky basketball team.
Jaden Williams gives it up. Turnaround jumper will bounce in. Josh Fulton getting the roll.
Talked about Josh Fulton. He's kind of finding his legs with this Bucknell team. He was injured last year, coming off an injury. Happy to see him in the game, getting a bucket, getting comfortable there.
Lamont Butler will go to the free throw line. And Ravi, I wanted to ask you, we talked about this at shoot-around, you and I. You know, maybe something lacking the last couple of years for the Cats was a team. You had teams that guys that thought they wanted the ball when it was crunch time and, you know, in a clutch moment. You look at Lamont Butler and you talk to him and you look at his resume. He's a guy that knows he wants the ball in those moments, and that's so key if you're going to make a run for a national championship.
Not only does he know he wants the ball, he's comfortable with the basketball. And it's not saying that he's going to be the guy that takes the shot, but it is saying that he knows exactly what needs to be done when he has the basketball in crunch time. He's a guy that made the buzzer beater in the national semifinal to send them to the national championship game when he was at San Diego State. So a guy that's been in every situation you could possibly think of in college basketball, and he's your second coach on the court. To have somebody like that from Mark Pope is just a luxury that most teams don't have, and Kentucky is extremely lucky to have.
Brady Muller just into the game, or that's Patrick O'Brien, excuse me, that just checked in, knocked down the three. Travis Perry looking for his first points in a Kentucky uniform. Feeds it down low instead to Garrison, who finishes.
A really good pass there by Travis Perry. Great steal by Garrison to get low. He had the size mismatch, took his time, got over that right shoulder again. Nice baby hook.
Cats flirting with triple digits yet again. They're at 95. They scored 103 on Monday as Perry saves it. And that'll draw a big cheer of the crowd. 26-point lead, and he's saving basketballs.
You gotta love it. Although he did save it under the defender's end.
Yeah.
Kind of sometimes a no-no, but in this situation, we'll give it past.
Oh, what a feed. Out to Noah for three. In and out, no good. Almonor comes up with it, gets his own miss, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. The crowd loves the effort, though.
You gotta love the effort. You gotta love the hustle. I will give him credit. He did save it. He jumped. Oh, got it. Luckily, Garrison was right there and then pushes down the court.
Almonor, a chance to join the double-figure party. He's got 8.
I think that put 6 Wildcats.
It would match Monday's total of having 6 in double figures. Almonor, first team All-NEC, averaged 16 a game at Fairleigh Dickinson last year. As we mentioned, 2 years ago, was on that team that, as a 16 seed, beat top-seeded Purdue. Ball batted out. Almonor will save it. 1:10 on the shot clock. Perry passes up the three. Finds Chandler. Chandler got his man in the air and finishes.
98. 2 away from the honey bun.
98-69. Under a minute to go. O'Brien fakes the three, finds Muller. O'Brien, a three is good. His first basket, the sophomore from Warrenton, Virginia. 40 seconds to go. The Cats will have to score here on this possession if they're going to crack 100. Noah out to Garrison. 15 to shoot. Chandler, the freshman, dumps it down low. Garrison puts the ball on the floor and he is held. No basket, but a foul. Will stay with Kentucky.
We'll have a chance to shoot some free throws on the bonus plus, I believe. So we'll have a shot to get the Cats to 100.
Garrison, his first free throw trip tonight, but another night of stuffing the stat sheet for him. 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, which follows a similar stat line. He had 6, 4, and 5 off the bench on Monday.
Again, great stroke. Confidently knocks up for 99, knocking on 100. See if he can do it. But a lot of good things out of Garrison. And there it is.
Cats will break triple digits. If you count the exhibition season, that's 3 out of 4. It's a new era here in Lexington, and they're loving it inside Rupp Arena. Couple of shots at the rim. Noah gets the batted out rebound. It's stolen away by O'Brien. He loses it, and now Noah comes up with it. Almonor, and he will let it go. And the crowd on their feet as Kentucky a dominating win to go to 2-0 ahead of that gargantuan matchup Tuesday night with number 7 Duke. But you gotta love what they did from beyond the arc. Kobe Brea, who will be by here shortly, 20 points to lead this Wildcat onslaught.
Great game by Kobe Brea. Another really encouraging game from the Wildcats as a whole. Sharing the basketball, pushing the basketball down the court, doing exactly what Mark Pope wanted to do as far as hitting the boards, rebounding, using their size advantage, and being way more physical than they had been. So it's very encouraging, a great tune-up going into the game that they're going to face Duke on Tuesday night.
And a bunch of double-figure scores tonight as well. But you mentioned it, Ravi, that the three-pointer for Kobe Brea, it's almost like a layup. He shot just shy of 50% from beyond the arc. He's way beyond that. Granted, 2 games, but boy, that stroke is just beautiful.
It's so pure, so natural, it's so effortless. And the beauty of it all is he understands how to get that shot off. He understands how to create enough space for him to get it off. And he knows, hey, you better get a hand up or you're going to be calling some timeouts. So I just love the way that Kentucky has shared the basketball, the way they move it around. It's going to create a lot of open shots for not only Brea, but all the other excellent shooters on this basketball team.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to worry about the other team calling a timeout when he's shooting it like that, especially Jimmy Dykes brought this up the other night on the Monday broadcast. This team in this arena can be a perfect cohesion because Rupp is just, it's kind of prone to runs. This place can pop when you go on a scoring run, and this is the type of team that can score and score quick to go on those runs.
Score in bunches. This crowd understands the game of basketball. They're very, very knowledgeable, and they get it. So when they see a team that not only plays together, shares the basketball, they're having fun, it infuses energy in this place. And when this place gets rocking, there's not a lot of places like this in the country.
Kentucky a 172 victory as they toss some T-shirts up into the crowd. A packed house here tonight. They go to 2-0, but the first real big test coming up on Tuesday night, the Champions Classic. A 9 p.m. scheduled tip, but veteran experience of working that Champions Classic might be more like 9:30 or 9:45 with Michigan State and Kansas getting underway at 7. But Kobe Brea making his way over to the table here. Brea fresh off a 20-point game. The transfer in from Dayton showing you why he was the most coveted shooting addition in the transfer portal. And Kobe, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. 20 points. You make it look easy there from beyond the arc. What's the secret?
There's no secret, man. It's just I have a great team that they're willing to give the ball up. They're willing to give up a good shot for a great shot, and I think that they showed a lot today. And all I can do is, pay it back to them.
Kobe, you said it right there, giving up a good shot for a great shot. You guys are excellent at understanding where to pass the ball and make that extra pass. How does it feel being a shooter like you? What does that do for you knowing when you're coming in the game you're going to get those looks?
Yeah, it feels great because, I'm coming into the game and I know what's expected from me. I know that anytime they give me the ball and they have the confidence and the trust in me that I'm going to make the shot. So I'm just willing to make the play, and not only am I going to be the one shooting, but there's also going to be times where I'm going to be the one delivering it. So, we play together, we do it for each other.
Exactly, doing it for each other, sharing it. It looks like you guys are having a great time playing the game of basketball. What is the difference, or what is this team like? What's the feeling overall when you guys are stepping onto the court?
I think it's just that we have fun out there, man.
Yeah.
We're playing the game of basketball. We're blessed to be doing it in such a big stage, you know what I mean? And we're having fun with it, Like I said earlier, we're willing to give it up for each other. We want to play together. We want to feel that for each other, So it's just been a lot of fun, honestly.
That's awesome.
Before we let you go, Kobe, was the memo to try no-look passes? Because you guys play with a lot of flair. There was a lot of no-look passes. We were loving it over here.
Honestly, man, that's something that we work on. But it's cool to definitely see it out there. As a guy receiving the ball, you never know when it's coming because everybody's looking every direction, but you just got to have your hands ready.
18 on Monday, 20 here today. Kobe, congrats on a great start and a great game here tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Kobe Brea, 20 points here tonight in the Kentucky victory, as he was great off the bench, and boy, can he fire it in. 6 different Wildcats in double figures leads to a big Kentucky victory as they win 100-72. For Ravi Moss and our outstanding crew here in Lexington, I'm Andrew Capacete.